good basketball so far this year, G-Man.
Yeah, really, Brevin Galloway is the only guy they've gotten through the portal. So this group has come up together. They've come together, and they've got some good size in this starting lineup, which they're going to need against Louisville.
The first place Clemson Tigers tip off tonight, and the tip sails out of bounds. It'll be Louisville ball. Bill Covington Jr., Clarence Armstrong, and Jenna Reno officiating this evening here at Little John.
The fans know about Ellis, but Mike James, redshirt freshman for them. We touched on him at the Open. Has really blossomed for this team. You know, it's amazing how quickly guys come back from Achilles injuries now. I mean, that used to be a career ender.
It's true.
Monsanto up at Wake Forest, he's back after like 8 months, and James just miraculous.
Kevin Durant has done all right. Wait, they put 20 seconds on the shot clock. That can't be right. It should be 30. That's a mistake, unless they change the rule before the game. Ellis kicks it to the corner, and Huntley Hatfield knocks down the first shot of the night. Who needs 30 seconds on the shot clock?
Yeah, and that's you know, this is not a great shooting team in general, and especially from three. But you got a 6'10" guy, and Huntley Hatfield can step out and knock it down.
Tigers looking to answer. Galloway can't connect. This is the start that Kenny Payne was looking for. Ellis, their leading scorer, and Curry tips it back up and in. 5-0 Louisville.
You know, most of Louisville's guys are long, but he has got some great size to him. Good job getting on the offensive glass. Curry, a wide body.
5 points from the big men for Louisville. Huntley Hatfield hitting the three. Curry getting the tip in. P.J. Hall going to work on the block. On the glass, it's Tyson and one. His progression from 4 years ago to now is the archetypal progression that Brad Breno would like to see from his young players.
Yeah, and that extra year, he's a leader. You know, again, the great size up front, and that's a big matchup to key on here early, because they've got Kamari Lands, a freshman, on him, and that could be a big matchup in favor of Clemson.
Double-doubles in the last 4 games. Got 8 double-doubles on the season. 7th most in the nation.
And that's a guy who, I mean, last year Evan averaged 10 and 5.
Yeah.
So that's a massive step forward for him. Even you don't usually see that big a jump this late in your career.
As a freshman, he averaged 1 and 1.
Well, and you know, we talk about now on Louisville on offense that you know, the step up that James has made is really, that complements Ellis. He needed some help in the backcourt.
Ellis being chased by Chase Hunter. And now on the wing, Lands with 6 to shoot. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, offensive foul.
Really nice defense by Shefflin that time, and they isolated him off the dribble, and that's just a great anticipation, sliding over, cutting off the baseline, getting your body in front.
Clemson, the best three-point shooting team in the ACC percentage-wise, about 39%. A lot of guys shooting north of 40. Tyson to the basket. He's got all 5 for the Tigers.
Let's see, how do you guard him? I mean, he's a great three-point shooter, can put the ball on the floor, especially to his right hand that time. Freshman's going to have his hands full this evening.
Got to be ready to move your feet.
Yeah.
Curry versus Hall. Curry kicks it to James. Pretty good defense by the Tigers. And Shefflin gets the rebound.
Everything but the finishing. Thing you like about James is his size at 6'5", being able to get in and see over people.
Pass deflected, tipped by Shefflin, but Ellis comes up with a turnover. Ellis, you see the quickness bursting into the front court and all the way.
Nobody stopped the advance of the basketball, but and that's just the pace that Louisville would like to play at.
Well, the Cardinals, of course, have lost 5 in a row.
spirit's still really good around this program, which is not an easy thing to do when you're getting beaten.
Yeah, the effort has been there, especially recently, and they have made progress. Mike James certainly leading the way in that category as Hall comes up short from the elbow. Cardinals are 3 for 5 at this end of the floor.
Well, I think they finally settled in on a lineup with this group out here. They seem to be really playing well together.
And Withers has given him something off the bench.
Yep.
Double digits his last 2 games. So imagine we'll see Jalen some point soon. The freshman lands to replace Withers in the starting 5. Kicks it. Clock at 2. James forced to fire. Caught iron. But the rebound for Hunter Tyson. Chase Hunter, how good was he in the closing moments on Saturday at Pitt?
Well, just another one of those guys who've come up in this program, and there was some arguing about the non-call on the one end, but against Hunter, you've got to lock it in transition. Both he and Ellis great off the dribble.
Chase finished with 17 in the 1-point win over Pittsburgh. Clemson 5-0 in ACC play for just the 2nd time ever.
The last time they did it, Rick Barnes was on the sidelines for this team. They went to the Elite 8. Nice job by Ellis chasing him down from behind.
Yeah. James the other way. 96-97 that Clemson was 5-0 in the league. They beat Jeff Capel, the player, back then. They beat Jeff Capel, the coach, en route to 5-0 in the present day. 10 to shoot. Ellis to the corner. Louisville looking sharp ball movement wise, and lands, pays it off from deep.
Yeah, that's good on 2 fronts. For a freshman, you like to see him knock down his first shot to get some confidence, and that'll probably help him on the defensive end of the floor.
A little closer to the bottom of the league in 3-point percentage, but 2 for 3 to start. Tigers 0 for 2 from deep after that Tyson miss.
And that's the one thing, you know, if I'm like right now for him guarding him, we're going to force Tyson to take some jump shots.
Oh, good defense by Shefflin, deflecting the entry pass, but better hustle. Huntley Hatfield sets up Curry, and he's got a chance for a 3-point play. Cardinals double-digit underdogs coming into Little John. The only winless team in the league, but Louisville playing with some spunk early on the road here in South Carolina.
At Wells Fargo, direct deposits come up to 2 days early with early payday. What if everything came 2 days early?
Have a good weekend, Mary. All right now. Have a good weekend. But it's Wednesday.
See you Monday.
Am I missing something? It's the weekend, baby. See you later.
Like getting things 2 days early? When it comes to payday, you can with Wells Fargo.
What are you doing this weekend?
Last night's supper, ribs, chocolate cake, and the only thing standing in my way, the garbage can.
Dude, this is a bad idea. You're gonna get sick. You need pumpkin.
I love pumpkin.
It's not food, it's pet insurance. So when you get hurt or sick and you need expensive medicine or surgery...
Pet insurance from Pumpkin can help. Great. How do I get pumpkin?
You don't. Your human does. Tell them to go to pumpkin.care and do it now because you need to get it before you need it.
Do you want to be a better investor? Public.com is an investing platform that helps you build, grow, and manage your portfolio easier than ever before. With Public's powerful tools, you control how you invest. You can seamlessly view and track your performance, create a customized investing strategy, and invest in stocks, ETFs, and crypto all in one place. Get the tools you need to build a better portfolio. Sign up. Build a better portfolio with Public.com.
Oh, your granddaughter's gonna love that when she graduates from boot camp. Only has 3 weeks left. She's a 3rd-generation sailor.
Sailor? Make sure she joins USAA. They have auto, home, renters, life insurance. They even have a bank.
Oh, my family loves USAA. We've been members for 40 years. But you can keep trying, though. How long have you been working on that?
A while.
USAA. It's for the military community and their families.
Early 5-point lead for the visiting Louisville Cardinals here at Little John Coliseum, and it's time for tonight's Keys to the Game, brought to you by your local Ford dealer. What you got, G-Man?
For Kenny Payne, I mean, turnovers have been the stat for this team all season long. They've really got to try to limit them tonight. Only one so far in the first 5.5 minutes. And for Clemson, homestand 5-0. 4 of their next 5 are here in Little John, a chance to really grab hold of the conference.
Only one of their last 6 games in this building, but they played pretty well during that stretch despite being gone a lot. Obviously, great wins in Blacksburg and at Pittsburgh last week.
But here's the thing, Evan. I mean, this program historically has been really good here, but you win championships on the road, and that's what's going to separate them as this year unfolds.
Foul was on Chase Hunter, his first before the break. Curry unable to complete the 3-point play. Dylan Hunter's into the game for the first time for the Tigers, replacing his brother, who picked up the foul. Hunter Tyson trying to find P.J. Hall, deflected out of bounds. It'll stay. No, they're going to call it Cardinals ball.
But a really nice job funneling Tyson. Instead of letting him get middle from that side to his right hand, they made him go to the baseline, had some help, and caused the turnover.
J.J. Traynor is into the game for the Cardinals. Traynor coming off 7-7 against the Deacs on Saturday. Jalen Withers out there as well, and a block shot will keep it with Louisville.
P.J. Hall that time. He's working his way back for some injury issues last year with the foot, this year with the kneecap. Good recovery, good help.
Along with Chase Hunter, P.J. Hall had a couple big plays down the stretch at Pitt. Just a great basketball game. Only 15 total turnovers combined between the two teams on Saturday at the Pete. Second chance opportunities are the gift for Louisville here early on.
And this is one area too. I mean, you know, when there's a correlation between a low field goal percentage and opportunities for offensive rebounds, but Louisville taking advantage of it here early in this game, making them a presence on the offensive glass.
There is the ACC Rookie of the Week, Mike James. Now, he was on track, I think, to have a pretty good freshman year last year for Chris Mack and ultimately Mike Pegues. And the torn Achilles injury in October on the doorstep of the season kind of delayed everything. But
well, and you look to overall little under 9 points, but in conference up over 14 points a game. That's a huge sign.
Chase Hunter's back in. Ben Middlebrooks out there for the first time tonight. Middlebrooks to Dylan Hunter. Hunter Tyson all the way. Doesn't get the bounce. And Louisville's got the rebound.
I'll tell you, early on, Louisville's been really active defensively.
Yeah, they're playing with a purpose.
Yeah.
Reach and foul going on Dylan Hunter. James gets a breather, lands back in. Kenny Payne as a player never suited up at Little John Coliseum, but you remember being teammates with Kenny in the NBA, the Sixers.
89-90, drafted him out of this team. He was a freshman on their championship team in '86.
He was an NBA freshman on our Atlantic Division champs in '89-90.
That was a fun year.
I bet. In and out for Traynor.
And Kenny Payne certainly has paid his dues in the coaching ranks too. He didn't just show up to Louisville and get the head job.
Dylan Hunter unable to connect. Oh, incredible hustle from Middlebrooks, but he was on the line. Let's go back in the time machine. 1989-90. G-Man is the big fella in the top middle. Not Sir Charles at the bottom middle with the ball.
Put me behind Barkley and number 18, Derek Smith, Nolan Smith's dad, who's an assistant here. So a lot of ties for me in this program right now.
What about that particular season in your career stood out the most?
We won the Atlantic Division that year and beat the Celtics for that, and actually clinched it up in Detroit with a win on their home floor. Just like this Clemson team, very, very close-knit, and still to this day.
Jalen Withers from deep, and it's 15-7.
We were talking about him.
16-7, excuse me.
Coming off the bench his last two, and they may find something there, but, you know, he's going to play starter minutes.
Inside for Shefflin. Shefflin stays with it and scores.
Just seen his growth, too, offensively. He's gotten a lot more confidence in himself. That time, multiple dribbles inside.
Started 5 of the last 6 games for the Tigers. By the way, you mentioned the big win over the Detroit Pistons. For our younger viewers, the Pistons were legit back then.
Well, those were the years they won back-to-back national world championships.
That's right. Traveling violation called. And we'll get ourselves timeout. 11:54 to play. Historically, we've seen greatness from Louisville. Is something special brewing tonight?
How do you enjoy a delicious home-cooked meal without the prep? You could get a meal kit shipped in a cardboard box, or take a fresh approach to dinner with this. Little Big Meal from the Fresh Market. A ready-to-cook meal that feeds a family of 4 for just $25. We take care of all the prep and make each meal easy to shop and easy to cook. Discover a new Little Big Meal every Wednesday and shop online for curbside pickup. Try America's most loved dinner today, only at the Fresh Market.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way.
Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 retail trade assist cash on the 2022 Ford Edge. Only at your local Ford dealer.
You seen this app? Order sandwiches, earn rewards right on your phone.
Jimmy's John's in the phones.
Jimmy John's.
They're in the TV shows. They're in the internet.
They're on the phones.
Jimmy John's. Join Freaky Fast Rewards, earn free food.
I depend on my car, so I take care of it with parts from RockAuto.com. Everything I need to know is at Rock Auto. My car isn't rare, but when I fix it myself, it's special.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
ACC basketball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by CPI Security. CPI home security that protects what matters most. There's a great buzz and energy on campus today. First day of classes for the spring semester. The first place Clemson Tigers back at home, starting a homestand for their next 5 here at Littleton. But Louisville has been the better team through the first 8 minutes, partly due to our Hardy's star to watch. El Ellis, only 2 points, but a couple assists. He's taking care of the ball. G-Man, what do you thought of El so far?
Yeah, I mean, well, the good news, if you're Louisville, now you see his numbers over the last 7, he's going to get people's attention, and he's at the top of the scouting report when you're preparing for this team. But in this game, 1 of 5 so far. The rest of the team, though, 5 of 8, so they've had other guys step up. Now, Ellis is a high-volume shooter. He shoots 40% on the year, so he's going to take a lot of shots to get his numbers. But he has shown that he will do other things and distribute the ball.
4th in the league in scoring. 17.8 points per game so far this year for Louisville. Josh Beadle, Chase Hunter, R.J. Godfrey, Brevin Galloway, and the big man Ben Middlebrooks, who has the offensive rebound, battling forward in the corner. Middlebrooks creates another possession if he can get out of the trap. Galloway takes it. And Clemson cannot find the range. They're 0 for 4 from deep.
These are big minutes of their starting front line. Clemson is out of the ball game right now. A little bit smaller up front.
Withers hit his first shot off the bench and then turns it over. Galloway all the way, and he's blocked by Withers, but Godfrey is there, staying with it for 2.
Nice job of not conceding the layup right there that time, going down, getting the putback. But that last turnover by Louisville is really a snapshot of their team. 14% of their turnovers are non-steal turnovers.
Too many careless trips at this end of the floor through the first 16 games. Shot clock winding down. Miller realizes it, doesn't hit the rim, and Curry's putback won't be in time.
Well, and that's the thing without having a true floor leader out there on the floor, because that's the guy who keeps control and keeps track of the shot clock. And they've had a couple of possessions now in this game, Evan, where they've had the clock on their back.
Averaging nearly 17 turnovers per game. And they're almost on pace for that. They've got 4 turnovers in 10 minutes.
But at least that one, you know, the dead ball turnovers are the ones you can live with. You can set your defense up. But the ones at half court that lead the baskets are the ones that have been hurting them.
What do you think about Clemson's offense so far tonight?
They've been just kind of moving the ball around the perimeter, and that shot has not been there. Hunter knocks down a 3. Finally, it's the first 3 that they've had in the game. But, you know, I think Louisville's really, except for a couple of Tyson drives, has kept them out of the paint.
Good ball movement, sets up Percy Miller. Too strong, and then throws away the offensive rebound.
There's a look, good swing, that extra pass. You know, I remarked to you in the pregame warm-ups that I've not seen a team work on their passing as much as Clemson, you know, did before the game in their preparation, and it shows up in their lack of turnovers.
Sure does. There's a togetherness about this team.
Yep.
When you ask Brad Brownell or Hunter Tyson about the start to the season, they talk about the trip to France that the team went on in the preseason, the camaraderie they built on and even more off the court. Oh, Godfrey, nice move, up and under.
They let him get to the baseline, man. He created something out of, you know, a basket out of something I didn't think was there. Great length, using the rim to his advantage.
Louisville led 16-9, or 16-7, I should say, and it's 9 straight for the Tigers. And the lead for Clemson, courtesy of Brevin Galloway. Timeout, Kenny Payne.
Again, Evan, where is the turnover? Right out front. And this is just the first pass to the fast break. Good job, Brevin Galloway. And then look at this. I mean, he's right here. He's dead in the water, but they let him get underneath the basket. Nice job getting around James.
G-Man, one of the interesting dynamics, even in just the past week, has been guys like Godfrey and also Chauncey Wiggins getting some key minutes and stepping up. So we talk about the experience. Hey, hi, Dabo. Good to see you.
Hey, Coach, it's a basketball school right now, all right?
There may be some fans that would quibble.
What a fabulous man. I've had the chance to get to know him over the years. Just an amazing guy, what he's built here and on the football side. But
how about Wiggins and Godfrey?
That's what I said. I made the mention of the fact that, and still, the starting front line for Clemson is not in the ball game right now. And why? Because they got the lead and they're expanding on it right now. So good rest minutes.
11-0 run over the last 3.5. What will the Cardinals have out of the timeout? Oh, nearly a steal for Galloway, but he will be called for his first personal foul.
Foul called on Brevin Galloway. That's his first. Tigers 4.
And this is the thing too with you know, now, you know, with James stepping up, that they really need to get some backup minutes, whether it's from Basili or Hershey Miller. Try to take the pressure off so those guys don't have to play high 30s in the minutes.
Kenny Payne talked about that on Monday in the ACC teleconference. Ellis has been playing a crazy number of minutes. But it's just hard to get him off the floor. He's kind of the anchor to everything they do offensively. Second chance opportunity here for Louisville. Ellis needs help.
Nice job playing him off the pick and roll.
L needs to create something, and that was nifty.
And you see, that's where they need him on the floor at the end with the shot clock. He's the guy you can put the ball in his hands and he can create a shot for himself.
Josh Beadle into a crowd. Hunter Tyson, P.J. Hall remain on the bench. Shot clock down at 5. Oh, nice dish. Middlebrooks. And one.
Really nice job. No panic at the end of the shot clock. Good interior passing and a really strong finish.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI. Ring in the new year with CPI, and we'll include your choice of 3 free smart security devices. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
The future is threatened by enemies often unseen and unexpected. In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, the need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical, because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
Are you a good student? Interested in attending college but need help? Each year, the Jimmy Rain Foundation gives scholarships to worthy students pursuing a college education. So if you're a high school senior or age 20 or younger and in your first 2 years of college, you are encouraged to apply. More than 550 students have already received scholarships, and the next one could be yours. Applications will only be available at jimmyrainfoundation.org.
Louisville, Florida State in Women's Hoops Sunday on Bally Sports South.
Time for tonight's CPI Security, protecting the paint. And Clemson does a great job cutting off their opponent's angles and playing together at the defensive end.
Yeah, they've drawn a couple of fouls too, and then this whole comeback has really been fueled out in the open floor off turnovers. Number wasn't there in the first 4 minutes of the game, Evan, but so far 6 Louisville turnovers, 11 Clemson points as a result.
So, can you imagine what Kenny Payne is going through right now? Now, look, you had a great career, but I looked it up earlier today. You went 2-10 in the ACC your first year playing college basketball. So you have experienced some growing pains, not necessarily like what Louisville is doing now, but can you empathize?
We also, that freshman year, were ranked in the top 20 before our best player got hurt. So there's a reason why we went 2-10.
How do you deal with the adversity?
Yeah, you just, then it was a growth period for me. It was my freshman year, and I was counted on more than I normally would have been. But from a coaching standpoint, and Kenny talked about this with us today, patience and I just think his connection, Nolan's connection here with the university is going to be huge going forward. And he talked about it, yeah, would you sell some things out to have a good year this year and then struggle in years 2 through 4, maybe, but he didn't want to go that route, and I applaud him for it.
He's been emphasizing culture, building it the right way.
Yep.
No good for Curry.
And this program's been through a lot in the last 10 years for sure.
Hunter Tyson for 3.
Just playing with so much confidence out on the floor.
Oh, great defense. Beadle pokes it away, dishes back, and Tyson gets hammered. Lands picks up his second.
This has been a common theme in the last 8 minutes. Turnovers, really unselfish play right there. Here it is, just a couple of ball screens right there that Hundley Hatfield got caught underneath on.
Hunter Tyson 81% at the line as he misses the first. We'll pause for a quick message from Coyote Tractor.
In my experience, if you work the land, you got to be a jack of all trades. You got to have a little bit of optimism and a whole lot of get-go.
But Evan, how about you know, at the free throw line, this is a little bit of a one-off game here early, but as a team, 87% in ACC play.
Yeah.
It's going to win you a lot of games.
They're 11th in the nation in free throw percentage, number 1 in the ACC. In this day and age, if you don't beat yourself, that's the first half of the battle. Maybe 3/4 of it sometimes.
Well, and you see the difference between the value of the basketball and a team that is having trouble handling it right now in Louisville and a team that really takes care of it in Clemson.
Again, the shot clock winding down. Withers blocked. Shot clock violation.
Good recovery. And that was good help, too. You don't normally see a guard get that block, but causes the 30-second shot clock.
So just to mention it again, the Tigers forced 4 turnovers in the first 10 minutes of the game. Louisville's turned it over 4 more times in the last 4 minutes. Tyson comes up short this time. Tigers now 2 for 8 from deep. Louisville's 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Nice pass. Curry, good spot. And the foul on P.J. Hall, despite the fact he believed he was straight up.
Well, if you watch them, they're doing a nice job of playing Ellis right here. Look at how they're playing him in the pick and roll game, but that pass is available.
That's not much.
And but Curry is a guy, he can absorb contact inside and still finish.
Curry knocks down the free throw. Don't forget, coming up on the Toyota halftime report, our driven feature with Brad Brownell, the leader of the first place Tigers. Also first half highlights and stats, and a 5-game Wednesday night in the ACC. Tale of 2 halves at Cameron Indoor earlier tonight, Mike.
You talked about Coach Capel bringing his Pitt team back into Cameron.
They had a great first half, but Coach Shire lit a fire under his Blue Devils in the second 20. Hunter kicks it. Galloway sticks it. And after trailing by as many as 9, the Tigers have stretched the lead to 8.
Well, and not just on the offensive end of the floor, points off turnovers, but on this end of the floor, really playing well, but a good finish right there for Withers.
Smooth shot and an important shot, because it was Clemson on a 21-6 run before that make.
Little matchup zone right now for Louisville. And
same spot, same result, Galloway.
And that's a way to shake up the zone.
8 for Brevin. He's been hot lately. Coach Payne's son, Zan, in the game for the Cardinals. Zan has made 1 field goal all season. 1 and done that trip for Louisville. Galloway. Are they looking to get Brevin another shot here? Chase Hunter will take it. Rebound Ellis. Cardinals are plus 4 on the glass, but that's another costly turnover. Beat over the bucket. Tigers lead into double digits.
And that was just outstanding man-to-man defense. I mean, he had Ellis on an island out there, just picked his pocket.
Apologies to Cardinals fans who've heard it before, but the turnovers are piling up. 14 points for the Tigers off 9 Louisville miscues. Mike James.
Nice take and finish.
May have caught Galloway with an elbow too, but it's going to be a chance for a 3-point play for James. Galloway picks up his second. The ACC Freshman of the Week trying to will Louisville back into the game, but goodness, Cardinals got to take better care of the ball. Josh Beadle, another talented freshman, wearing orange.
In a crash, get cash. No matter the size of your wreck, you're going to need a big check. You're going to need the strong arm. Call attorney John Foy and Associates.
Get it all. Make the call.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Ghost pepper wings, here we come.
What are you doing?
Just in case. It is ghost pepper wings.
What, scared? These are more flavorful than spicy.
Things aren't always as they seem. Try the Popeyes Ghost Pepper Wings for $5 today.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine. We think you'll love Nuts.com too, so check us out and enjoy free shipping on your first order.
If you work the land, you just got to be a jack of all trades type. There's just too much to do. So if you got to be a welder or a farmer or a ditch digger, that's just who you are that day. Then tomorrow, you can be somebody else.
Well, coming up this Saturday, the 16th ranked Miami Hurricanes will be at PNC Arena to take on the hot Wolfpack. NC State dominating Duke last week, and then over the weekend getting the victory in Blacksburg over the Hokies. Miami back in action tonight, winning over Boston College. It's a noon tip-off with Tom Wormy and the legendary Mike Jaminski.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope we have a legendary matchup in the backcourt between those two. And I called the first game down in Coral Gables, and Miami took care of business there.
In the second half.
Yeah.
But they were down 16 in the first half.
Yeah, sometimes that wake-up call comes a little bit late.
Well, after Pitt lost at Duke tonight, there are only 2 ACC teams with fewer than 2 conference losses. 5-0 Clemson Tigers, and now the 5-1 Miami Hurricanes under Jim Larinaga.
And that was a loss at Georgia Tech, too. So
type of result that gives Louisville hope coming in here tonight.
No looking ahead at all. And you know, I made mention of the fact that they've got 4 of their next 5 here at home, but you know, you just have to lock in. You know, you got Duke coming up this weekend. You can't get ahead of yourself in this league.
Game's already sold out here Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. tip. It's going to be raucous here at Little John on Saturday. Not that it's...
This is my first conference game this year, Evan, with the students here, and it's a huge difference.
Hunter Tyson gives the students something to cheer about.
Wow. I mean, that's, you know, if you're going to have to pick something, you know, you want him taking jump shots. He's just too good getting into the lane, but kind of dialed in now.
Dozen first half points for Hunter Tyson. Lead is 11. Mike James swatted by Shefflin, who stays with it, and Tyson comes up with a rebound.
Shefflin, really nice help from the weak side.
Chase Hunter.
Right, every defensive stop, Clemson seems to be turning into points down the other end of the floor, whether it's a steal or a block shot.
Largest lead again. Tigers' advantage swells to 13. And look, Clemson's defense has done this to other teams in the league as well. Ellis with the clock winding down. Nope. And a strong rebound. Hunter Tyson with 5 boards to go with his 12 points.
But I mean, that's the way it's going to be for him this year. There's just so many white jerseys when he has the ball, and it is so tough for him to get a clean look at a shot.
Talking about Ellis.
Ellis, yeah.
That pass deflected by Louisville's Zan Payne. Lance and Huntley Hatfield are coming back in. The game began 5-0 Louisville, and then they were up 16-7. But since then, the pendulum has swung considerably. (31-9). Since Louisville led by 9. Shefflin. Rebound pulled down by Huntley Hatfield. Transfer from Tennessee. The Volunteers, coached by former Clemson coach Rick Barnes, who led the Tigers the last time they were in first place at 5-0, 1996, 1997.
Yeah, really had this program rolling, and then Texas entered the picture, and now Coach Barnes at Tennessee, it's like the color orange.
Middlebrooks puts it in, and meanwhile the Texas Longhorns might be looking for a new head coach again.
Yeah, unfortunately, sad circumstance down there.
Yes, indeed. Final minute of this first half. Middlebrooks getting tangled with Huntley Hatfield.
Really solid half of basketball at both ends of the floor. You put up 40 points, that's about what they're averaging in league play, and then holding this team to 25.
They started 0 for 5 from 3. They made 5 of their last 7. Meanwhile, Ellis knocks down his first 3 of the night. He's got 7 first half points. Louisville could get a stop here. That could be a big shot to give them a little momentum headed in the halftime locker room. Little momentum.
Little momentum. Hey, you know, for them, it's going to be incremental.
Tigers have won 11 straight home games. 8-0 at home this year. Chase Hunter to the corner. Ian Shefflin will try it. And the rebound tipped around, controlled by Louisville as the buzzer sounds. And the first place Clemson Tigers, led by their 5th-year senior Hunter Tyson. Another strong 20-minute segment for Brad Brownell's team.
ACC tournament championship is out there for them, though. And with this team, the depth that they have, this may be the year.
Tigers in 69 years before this one have been regular season champs in the league 1 time. That was the 1989-90 season, going 10-4 behind Eldon Campbell, Dale Davis, and others. Hunter Tyson begins the second half with a 3.
Well, they've got they made a little adjustment going with Withers to start the second half out there, and same result though for number 5. It's way early, Evan, but that's the first team all ACC guy right there.
Wow. Shot clock was winding down, and James, off the Ellis creation, has a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, we talked about his size. That was a really nice find, and at 6'5", he's going to do a lot of that as he starts to feel more comfortable coming off of that injury.
Number 3 on PJ, who has had a quiet night. No points, no rebounds in the first half for Hall. Only played 6 minutes 46 seconds in the first half due to the 2 fouls. You say Hunter Tyson, first team all ACC. You know, there's almost a presumption that Armando Bacot, if he stays healthy, is the ACC Player of the Year. If he stays healthy, the key phrase after what we saw last night in Charlottesville. Could Hunter Tyson rise into that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't like making predictions like that this early. Still a lot of, as they say in Louisville, just getting past the quarter pole right now. But, you know, Tyson, there's no reason to think why he won't continue to play this way. And that's even with right now. I mean, by now the scouting reports have caught up with you. They're, you know, teams are ready for him. But Bacot, the thing, you know, with his ankles, just worry about a chronic thing like that and how he is able to come back from it.
Galloway stepped out of bounds, I believe. Well, the folks reported from Charlottesville yesterday it was not the same ankle that he hurt at the Final Four last year. It was the other ankle. I don't know if that's good news or bad news.
I don't think that's, you know, well, you know, and if you're favoring, if you're coming off of that one injury and it puts stress on the other one, either way, not good news.
No. Around and out for Huntley Hatfield. This Louisville team will head back home to take on the Tar Heels this weekend.
Huntley Hatfield had it looked like he was going to break out, have a big game. He knocked a 3 down early in the first half, hasn't scored since then.
Hey, knocked down a 3 10 seconds into the game when there was that shot clock issue that we just played through. But he's only taken 1 shot since. Shefflin finds himself open, knocks down the 3. His 3rd triple of the season.
I was going to say that's a part of his game that again you're not game planning for.
Ellis driving kick. Withers caught it by the paw and then runs over Tyson. Clear offensive foul.
Clemson's done a nice job of anticipating these drives, and it's just good, solid man-to-man defense off the drive. Look at that. I mean, they're baiting him into, and why not? You're 2 of 9 before that on the season coming in.
Nine first-half turnovers for Louisville. There's the 10th of the night. 2 minutes gone here in the second half. Chase Hunter wide open. Shefflin unable to track it in the corner. I tell you, I'm going to say I like this Clemson bench, and I know Shefflin's been starting, but even without Hemingway, they've weathered that storm. And, you know, guys like Beadle, Dylan Hunter, Godfrey, Wiggins have all given Brad Brownell positive minutes.
And, you know, and coaches will do this in game action. They'll tighten the bench up and the rotations up in the second half. But the way those guys played, they earned some minutes for themselves.
Should have mentioned Middlebrooks, too, who did pick up the foul. Middlebrooks had a season-best 10 points in the win here against NC State right before the new year. At some point during the second half, we will surprise you with a Ford Fast Break presented by your local Ford dealer, so stick around for that.
And before that feature, it'll probably happen off a Clemson turnover and drive out front.
I don't know if all fast breaks for the Tigers will be sponsored by Ford, but they might as well be. Clemson by 14, and the Tigers have had a couple miscues here to begin the second half. It's the 5th of the night for Brad Brownell's bunch. Brad turned 54 November. Kenny Payne is about 2 years older than Brad Brownell, also a November birthday. Corner jumper would not fall for Huntley Hatfield. Saw Shefflin do it on the perimeter. Now he's going to work on the block. He can do it all.
And the finish and the foul, too. Really nice recognition. I mean, he caught the ball, was not in a hurry to get into his move, saw there was no double team. Look at it, there's nobody around him. Just a couple dribbles into the paint area and get that spin back.
P.J. Hall-esque.
I was going to go Kevin McHale on that.
Mike Jaminski
asks. They got tense when I put the ball on the floor more than once or twice.
Mifflin completes the three-point play.
His game has really expanded offensively. I mean, this guy averaged 3 points last year. I mean, it's only 6 now, but just where he can score out on the floor has really improved.
Got 8 points tonight. Could be his third double-figure scoring game of the season. Mike James. Ooh. They got Chase Hunter with a foul.
Normally, when the ball goes straight down, it means you got mostly ball right here.
Beg your pardon, obviously Galloway.
Yeah, and that's a tough call there. But I tell you what, for this Louisville team and Kenny Payne going forward, Mike James in the low post is a good option offensively. He's just so big and strong inside.
What he did a lot of in high school. Kenny Payne compared him to a high school Draymond Green.
Yep.
I mentioned earlier tonight you played with Kenny Payne with the Philadelphia 76ers. You were an 8-9 year NBA vet when the Sixers drafted Kenny. What was your first impression of him when he came into the pros?
Really talented, could score the basketball. Didn't get a lot of minutes with us, and it was just our rotation was pretty well set, even though he was a 19th pick in the first round.
Yeah. When you were playing, did you follow the draft?
Only if they drafted centers. If they drafted guards, I really didn't care one way or the other.
Kenny's got some size, but his
he was a 3. No, he was a small forward.
Yeah, 40% career three-point shooter in college.
His easiest games were in practice when he had to guard Barkley. He didn't show up for practice, a whole lot.
Telling a story earlier today when Charles was just riding the bike because he didn't want to practice, reading the newspaper.
Yeah. A newspaper that Kenny probably had to go get for him.
Backcourt violation is the call. Clemson's 6th turnover. Brad Brownell, if he can get a win tonight, will have an opportunity on Saturday against Duke to earn his 400th career win as a head coach. UNC Wilmington, Wright State, and now year 13 here at Clemson.
I was going to mention that on the hit from up in the Carrier Dome, it's not that anymore, but for Wormy, all the earth is rotating on its axis when Syracuse wins. But Mr. Oglesby, check me if I'm wrong, that was a Clemson blue jacket that he had on.
And it was a Clemson orange tie as opposed to a Syracuse orange tie. I noticed that as well. Reaching foul going against R.J. Godfrey. Timeout. 4 minutes into the second half. 15-point game.
Rivalries happen, but no matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI Security's real-time response, video analytics, and camera alerts help you protect what matters most. Bring in the new year with CPI, and we'll include your choice of 3 free smart security devices. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Show us what you've got, Smashville. This Saturday, we're stepping out of the booth to call all the Preds action from the stands.
It's going to be so much fun. Don't miss it.
Our special edition of Saturday Night in Smashville starts at 7:30, 6:30 Central on Valley Sports South.
It is time for tonight's Fresh Market Discover the Best. Hunter Tyson leading the way again for the Clemson Tigers.
Pretty good balance, though. But again, the one that jumps out at me is Shefflin with the 8 points right there, and Middlebrooks too, off of the bench with 5.
P.J. Hall's absent from the graphic. We can talk about that in a second. But first, let's check out what Hunter's done tonight.
Yeah, it's got off to a good start. A couple drives inside, and then getting his work done early, and then he just built his way back out behind the three-point line. 3 of 5 from there, just really efficient. 15 points on only 8 field goal attempts, and then doing it on the other end of the floor too. We've seen a couple of block shots by Clemson, but they're going to get underneath you and take charges.
What do you think about Hunter's potential moving to the next stage of his career? He's shooting 44% from 3 this year. He's 6'8". What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, certainly the range is going to get people's attention. His athleticism is good. He runs the floor very well. You know, he'll probably be a small forward in the league at the next level, but I think he can definitely handle that.
And the way teams play small and spread it out these days, certainly could envision him guarding and attacking off the dribble.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's dictated on where you can defend, but he's shown he can do that. And, you know, what sets up everything for him is what he can now do off the drive.
The fact that his rebounding numbers have almost doubled from last year, what does that say to you?
Hey, you know, maybe a function of the way the game is played now. It's more spread out. You know, but certainly, you know, that's rebounding usually transitions and usually follows him.
Sure does. A couple free throws for James. Just a 13-point game. I mean, this is far from over. Chase Hunter unable to convert. Ellis, 7 points so far tonight. Somehow got to the rim there. Trainer on the stick back. Going to the line to try and get it to be a 10-point game.
3 white jerseys there. Middlebrooks never able to get control of the ball. That was more of a gift than anything. They force a tough shot here by Ellis. Look at it. It's just 2 guys fighting for it. And Mr. Trainer in the right place. Oh, just like that, 10-point game.
Clemson's lead was as large as 17. It's a 7-0 run for the visiting Cardinals.
And off of the free throws, Louisville now extending their defense out a little bit, running some time off the clock.
Entry pass deflected by Trainer, stolen by Ellis. Waits for some help.
Pretty nice transition defense by Clemson.
Ellis looking for some daylight. Somehow Lands comes up with a loose ball this time.
He got away with the double dribble right there.
That's what I was thinking too. Again, the clock winding down. Can Ellis create for himself? Rebound Hunter.
Well, and a nice job that time by Tyson. He got off and switch.
I don't see Chase Hunter miss that badly on a 15-footer that often. Foul though going against Lands. That's his 3rd. So he'll stay with Clemson ball. With 20 on the shot clock.
Well, at least for Louisville now, that was 7 foul. You know, Louisville's going to be in the bonus going forward.
Mike, how good do you think this Clemson team is in the grand scheme of college basketball right now?
I mean, very good. I don't think there's a great team in the league right now, and really nice control that time by Hunter Tyson. Yeah, I think there are some really good teams in the league, but I don't think there's a great team, a standout team, despite their 5-0 record.
There's an opportunity for the Clemson Tigers to perhaps win their second ever ACC regular season title.
Just taking advantage. I mean, one game at a time, but 4 or 5 right now in their schedule is perfect timing.
Huntley Hatfield comes up short.
And I got the sense, too, with this club, they're not going to be looking ahead most games.
Godfrey sticks it back up and in. That's 6 for RJ. He's now 13 for 16 from the floor. And while Kenny Payne was calling a timeout, Ellis sticks a 3.
And they're going to grant him the timeout. And Kenny Payne actually wanted that timeout before Ellis took the shot.
They'll take the 3 points. Cardinals trying to hang around here at Clemson.
At Hardee's, no matter what you choose, it's the right choice. Because our new 4 for $6 deal lets you make your own combo. Mix and match, then feast or snack on the food you're craving, all for just $6. Combine your favorite flavors into the perfect deal with our new 4 for $6 menu only at Hardee's.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way.
Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 retail trade assist cash on the 2022 Ford Edge. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Are you a good student? Interested in attending college but need help? Each year, the Jimmy Rain Foundation gives scholarships to worthy students pursuing a college education. So if you're a high school senior or age 20 or younger and in your first 2 years of college, you are encouraged to apply. More than 550 students have already received scholarships, and the next one could be yours. Applications will only be available at jimmyrainfoundation.org.
At Hardee's, no matter what you choose, it's the right choice. Because our new 4 for $6 deal lets you make your own combo. Mix and match, then feast or snack on the food you're craving, all for just $6. Combine your favorite flavors into the perfect deal with our new 4 for $6 menu only at Hardee's.
Canes, Blue Jackets, Thursday at 6:30 on Bally Sports South.
A look at where we stand in the ACC. A little after 10 p.m. on January the 11th. Clemson atop the pack, with Notre Dame edging Georgia Tech in overtime last night in South Bend. The Louisville Cardinals are the last remaining team looking to get their first win of the year.
Bottom side, I'm surprised that Notre Dame 1-5. I thought they'd be better than that. I'm surprised Virginia Tech, that one win was against Carolina earlier in the year.
Lost 5 straight.
And then Pitt, Clemson up front. Pitt started the year 1-3, so they've really clawed back into it. And Syracuse, they got drilled early by Colgate at home and then have rebounded nicely. So I think as long as Jesse Edwards stays healthy, they're going to have a chance.
They got a couple guards that can score. Judah Mintz is a talented freshman.
Gerard's been, when he has a big game, they usually play well. And this is right now.
Inside Middlebrooks.
Nice high-low feed. Couldn't get the finish, but if I'm Brad Brownell, I'm a little uneasy right now how this game is unfolding. It looked like Clemson was going to really grab this game by the throat, and they've let Louisville, and credit Louisville, they've fought back in it.
Tigers entered the day number 54 in the net rankings. They moved up over 20 spots last week due to the road wins at Virginia Tech and at Pittsburgh.
And that's not an easy thing to do, and it's trying to figure out how that net is scored is
true.
But there's usually not a lot of movement, and once you get into January, February, but that's a big jump.
Last week was also the first time in a long time, since 96-97, that the Clemson Tigers won 2 ACC road games back-to-back.
Well, I got to think, now early on, Virginia Tech was a solid NCAA-looking team, and I think Clemson has replaced them in that category.
Huntley Hatfield hooks it home. NC State has risen to the conversation. They're top 30 in the net after they won in Blacksburg and demolished Duke last week. NC State off in the midweek. They're getting ready for
the rematch.
The rematch. Miami Hurricanes at PNC Saturday at noon. Corner 3 wouldn't go. Stuck back up and in. What a move, punter Tyson. Goodness gracious.
Well, instead of getting bodies on people, Louisville got caught looking at the shot, and Tyson just goes right in and makes a nice play.
Yeah, Beadle tripped Ellis making his cut.
There's the look. You see everybody locked in on. You got to identify where people are, especially on the weak side, and that's just great hustle. A lot of black jerseys in there, and he comes away with 2 points.
He's got 19 tonight.
How quiet and how efficient has that 19 been?
7 of 10.
9 rebounds, so he's closing in on another double-double.
That'd be his 5th straight. Feels inevitable now. 1-1 here for Louisville. And it's fun to watch guys progress. I mean, this is old school college basketball, seeing guys come in, get a little bit more playing time their sophomore year than their freshman year. And I mean, early in his career, if you watch him, you could see kind of the kernels of his potential.
Well, the thing too that I like, and the portal is a way of life in college basketball right now, but Clemson only has one guy, and he's made a seamless entry in Brevin Galloway, but I think it's easier to assimilate one guy in that position when you've got a core group that's been here.
That one guy happens to be a South Carolina kid.
Yeah, right down the road.
Tyson, tough shot. He can make that. It'll be Louisville ball. And we will get another timeout. Speaking of Brevin Galloway's old team, Charleston Cougars won their 16th in a row tonight.
Wendy's fries are always hot and crispy.
Friday!
So Toby says every day is now
Friday. Tuesday.
Friday.
Wednesday.
Friday.
Friday.
Friday. I always remember that one.
Because that's the easy one.
Try Wendy's hot and crispy fries. Preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's.
So much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Dominate this season with a free preview of NBA League Pass on DirecTV. Catch the action with up to 40 out-of-market games a week. Extraordinary plays. Colossal dunks. Your favorite players and teams. Stream on your favorite devices. And run the floor with even more coverage from NBA TV and videos on demand. Watch up to 8 games on one screen.
Amazing!
Don't have NBA League Pass? Check out our free preview.
Do you want to be a better investor? Public.com is an investing platform that helps you build, grow, and manage your portfolio easier than ever before. With Public's powerful tools, you control how you invest. You can seamlessly view and track your performance, create a customized investing strategy, and invest in stocks, ETFs, and crypto, all in one place. Get the tools you need to build a better portfolio. Sign up. Build a better portfolio with Public.com.
Canes, Blue Jackets, Thursday at 6:30 on Bally Sports South.
ACC basketball is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. By the Fresh Market, voted #1 best supermarket in America. And by Coyote Tractor, we dig dirt. Clemson by 11 with just a shade under 12 minutes left. Louisville still looking for its first ACC win, but they've got a coaching staff that won a lot of games as college basketball players. All those guys cut down the nets at the Final Four as national champions. Obviously, great teams. Pick an era.
That 86 team, Coach K's first Final Four. Never Nervous Purvis Ellison on that team, and then Danny Manning and Danny and the Miracles with Larry Brown in Kansas in '88 and Nolan Smith. Maybe the more the national title of Coach K's that was the least expected. The bracket opening up for them, but the nice run, and then losing to Butler or beating Butler in the final. But yeah, I mean, Nolan Smith, his dad Derek, was on that team with teammate of mine in Philly on that crew.
Remember exactly where I was watching Gordon Hayward's shot sail through the air.
And Derek was a member of that 80 team with Denny Crum's.
That's right.
First national championship with Darrell Griffith.
It's been fun listening to Kenny Payne talk about those teams and how Coach Crum influenced him.
Yep.
Did you get to know Denny pretty well?
Not real well, not as well as I would have liked, but certainly knew of him.
Chase Hunter. 9 points now for Chase. Lead is up to 13.
I really didn't get dunked on much by Darrell because he was out with Utah in the Western Conference for most of his career.
Lucky for you. Jalen Withers short.
Well, at least the thing with Louisville and quick early three, but they haven't been turning the ball over it, and they've been giving, at least Larry Brown used to talk about making your mistakes up on the rim, meaning a shot is better than a turnover. And they've been lingering right around this 13, 11 point mark.
Deep three, Ellis. Trainer got away with a little push off on Shefflin.
And I think that just the way the defense is and the way they're playing him off of the pick and roll with Ellis, he's going to have some deep threes.
Mike James. What's the call? Blocker charge. It's a block. Count the basket for James.
And this is the thing, it scares you with Ellis. He gets hung up in the air with, but makes the play. And how about Ellis going left, finishing right? I talked about his ability with his size.
What you think, Mike?
Yeah, I thought that was a good call. I thought he went laterally, and that was more taken on the shoulder than on the chest. Got to get that sternum in front.
All about sternum placement. Back to a 10-point game with 10:17 to play. $14 now for Mike James. Double figures for the 4th time in his last 5 games. Just his 5th time all season. The reigning ACC Freshman of the Week. Middlebrooks had a mismatch. Didn't realize it. Kicked it out. Corner jumper won't go for Beadle. And Louisville has a chance to further chip away here.
And it's been one shot and out for Clemson.
James. It's a big miss. Meanwhile, Hunter Tyson at the other end. Steps back. Missed the three.
The way that their offense has been going, even though it's him, that may have been an early shot.
Hunter Tyson off to the races. Showtime. Just when you think they're taking care of the basketball, the Cardinals give that gift to the Clemson Tigers.
Well, it was that early shot before, but he makes up for it right now and gets a little hand in there and then off the races, but nobody's going to catch him. Very fast in the open floor, strong finish. And, all things considered, I think a good timeout by Kenny Payne right there to calm things down. See if Louisville can answer with a good possession coming out of the timeout.
Well, Clemson, after their 2-win week over the Hokies and Panthers last week, got a lot of votes in the AP Top 25. They were number 2 amongst teams receiving votes, de facto number 27 in the top 25, but this is a Clemson team that they can hang on tonight.
But I gotta think, Evan, they take care of business here, and a win against Duke on Saturday.
No question.
They've got to be in the top 25 the next week.
Meanwhile, shout out to the student section and the fans here at Little John. They were lined up a good hour 45 minutes before tip-off tonight, ready to enter and make noise. Grit after dark. Clemson grit. Curry to the wing. Three is down for Jalen Withers. We got a 9-point game.
He talked about it. He's capable, seems very comfortable coming off of the bench. A three-point shot you have to pay attention to.
Bad entry pass by Hall. And Louisville's going to shoot 1 and 1 at the other way. The foul's on Shefflin. Going to be 2 shots, actually. Cardinals into the double bonus.
Jalen Withers out of my adopted home city in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, and talking to Kenny today, and, you know, there were guys who left this program. There was so much hanging over the head of the program that he said, I can't blame the guys. You know, nobody knew which way, NCAA sanctions were to come down. I'll tell you what, this young man at the free throw line right now, they've got a really nice building block for the future.
Yeah, he's just 3 for 9 from the field, but he's 9 for 10 from the free throw line. 6'5", sturdy, still hoping to shed a few pounds. Splits the free throws. Ever since the Tigers trailed by 9 early and seized control, it's felt like this game was in Clemson's grasp, but it's an 8-point game with 8.5 to play. And P.J. Hall is still scoreless.
And the thing, too, that last Hunter Tyson run out was the only open floor basket they've gotten in the second half. They've been much more in the half court for Clemson, and it has not been as easy.
Ellis to Trainer. Curry.
Nice high-low.
Pretty good defense by Hall. Tigers numbers. Galloway. Way off. Rebound. All the way out for Chase Hunter.
Kenny Payne upset. They got the first miss, but the recycle and the long rebound, the perimeter guys have to hang in there.
P.J. Hall, finally.
And the thing I like about their front line, Clemson, those guys can run the floor well. And there are not many guys who are slow in transition.
Do you see signs of fatigue late in games from a guy like Ellis? Withers will take it. Make it.
Yeah, 2 threes for him. But, you know, to answer your question, no. You know, he is so active in the half court that he's hitting the lane in every possession off the dribble, but has not been scoring, but finding people.
Third straight game of double figures off the bench for Jalen Withers. He's got 3 threes in 3 attempts. And the Cardinals are hanging around. It's a 7-point game. It's time now for the fast break presented by your local Ford dealer. With the Tigers leading 62-55, we welcome you back to our courtside perch. Mike Jaminski, I'm Evan Lepler. The Louisville Cardinals are 2-14. The Clemson Tigers are 13-3, and yet this has been a very competitive game, and I think Louisville is going to have a chance to win some games down the stretch if they play like this.
Well, second half has been a different story for them, and like I said, they've kept Clemson in the half court, quieted some things down, and you know, the last thing you want to give a team like this is hope, and I'm sure that that's what Brad Brownell is talking about right now, saying, hey fellas, you know, we got to put together a little 6-0, 8-0 run and take care of business here.
We'll see if the Tigers can do it. Let's go around the ACC on a 5-game Wednesday night. Miami, after a week off following their loss in Atlanta, bounces back against BC. How about the Hurricanes tonight, shooting from 3, 12 of 18 for
yeah, Isaiah Wong, a nice game there. How about Kyle Filipowski to do 28 and 15 in the win, carrying on that Polish tradition.
I'm sure you're very proud of that. Wake Forest rolling over the Seminoles in Winston. You've been watching the Fast Break, presented by your local Ford dealer.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the new Ford Bronco Sport for everyone. With 7 available GOAT modes and a camera with off-road views. It's built for America.
Saturday, it's a rematch with everything on the line. The Hurricanes look to light it up when they visit the Wolfpack, hungry to avenge a loss from last time they met. Saturday on Bally Sports South, presented by your local Ford dealer.
6:57 to go here in Clemson. Hunter Tyson's got a game best 21 points with 10 rebounds, his 5th straight double-double. However, we got a 7-point game because Mike James, L. Ellis, and Jalen Withers all are in double figures for Louisville.
Well, and the thing that's trending, too, is the free throw line, and that's where Louisville has a big advantage. Now, the one thing you look on the year at their point distribution, Evan, 22% of their offense is generated at the free throw line, which is top 50 in the nation. So that's a positive for them, and they've used it well in this game.
Their early 9-point lead matched their largest lead they've had in ACC play. They had an early 9-point lead against Syracuse. Cardinals have trailed by as many as 17, but they have hung around. Down to the break, Brevin Galloway will try to become his 2nd Tiger in double figures tonight. That free throw gives him 9. Galloway most recently at Boston College, but before that at College of Charleston. And how about the Cougars winning at UNC Wilmington tonight?
Pat Kelsey got going on there.
They're now 17-1 on the year. Their only loss was a Friday night game that you and I called at the Dean Dome.
And they gave North Carolina all they wanted in that game for about 30 minutes.
Yes, they did. Ellis. Ooh, Clemson can't believe the call.
And I'm going to make an analogy. You talked about him showing some fatigue. And, you know, I think it might have been Hall coming in who got that foul. But the way he plays reminds me of Allen Iverson. And kind of similar size, but always getting into the lane area, taking a lot of contact. That's something that may take its toll over the course of the season. But that's kind of where his game, a high-volume shooter, same number.
Yeah. Did you get to know the answer at all during his NBA days when you were broadcasting?
Not a lot.
No. Georgetown could certainly use a guy like him right now. Maybe he's the next coach. Who knows? Shefflin just picked up his 3rd foul. Pass to Hall was poked away. Withers just lost it out of bounds.
Right, this is with Kenny Payne right in front of us. I've talked about the unforced errors before the game, and that's just, you know, you're rolling. Chance to pick up a big basket right there and an unforced error.
Yeah, could have been a 6-point game. Maybe even closer. PJ doubled by Trainer. So he'll bring it back outside. 6 minutes to play. Clemson get to 6-0 in ACC play for the first time ever. Shot clock is a factor. Galloway fires. 30-second violation.
Yeah, that was just a disjointed possession in the half court. They really had nothing going that time. And this crowd a little bit back on its heels too. And this was, you know, for a visiting team, last 5 minutes of the game, come in and get some things quieted down here.
Louisville came very close to knocking off Syracuse last week. They were within 3 against Wake Forest in the final minutes on Saturday. Galloway, it is an offensive foul.
Yep. He lowered the shoulder that time. Good defense. Watch right here. Right there. Just that little bit is enough to get the call.
Galloway has a chat. El Ellis has played every minute tonight. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, only 2 turnovers. Looking for this big bucket. Mike James thought he saved it.
No, it hit on the air ball. It hit the end line. And again, where is fatigue going to manifest itself on the 3-point shot, especially as deep as he's been shooting?
He hasn't taken a lot of threes tonight. He's just 2 for 4. 4 for 14 overall. Hasn't been PJ's night. Can he get going in the last 5 minutes? Last 5 Saturday, a pip along to Hunter, and he'll get free throws here. Late whistle, but a just one on Curry. First on Sydney.
Good call. And any player gets to that right hand, and he's not averse to drawing contact inside as well.
Clemson now 8 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. We mentioned north of 78% from the line as a team this season.
Wayne, you talk about progression. How about a guy here, first 3 years, averaged 5 points, 3 points, and 7 points in Chase Hunter, and where he is right now.
21 years old, will be 22 in April. Averaging 14.5 points per game. He's got 11 tonight. One of 3 Tigers in double figures. 10-point game, 4 and change left, and a battle on the block. It's going to be a foul on Josh Beadle. Number 3 on Beadle.
Double bonus for Louisville.
Look, Louisville has had a tough season, but they're still a scary team to go against, and they're going to give a lot of ACC coaches that facial expression that Brad Brownell just showed right there. And I believe Louisville's going to get somebody at some point.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, and I think it's a great sign that this game could have teetered either way, about the 15-16 minute mark. But these guys have battled back in it. They're giving Clemson all they want right now.
This will be 2 free throws for the Tigers. 10th team foul on Louisville.
Just a giveaway foul right there. 22 seconds on the clock. Almost had a violation.
Kenny said the other day, Louisville's a proud tradition. I don't want to say we've lost it, but something's off, and we got to get it back.
I said earlier in the broadcast, it's been a tough 10 years, and that's having won a national championship in 2014 that got vacated. But still, I mean, this, I don't know, all the things with Coach Pitino and, in the last 4 or 5 years where this program has not been easy.
Chase Hunter getting taped. Kenny Payne tries to get a little extra.
Stealing a timeout right there.
Well, he's just the 4th Louisville head coach since 1971. Now that excludes the interim coaches they've had, and there have been a couple. Coach Padgett, Coach Pegues.
Going back, you're talking about going back to their years in the Metro Conference.
That's right. Ellis, nice dish, and Curry handles the contact and scores.
He's a load. I mean, he's a guy. He's going to get a lot of and ones if you just stay ready with this guy to catch passes. Nice pump fake, and he is going to finish through most contact.
Number 3 on Hunter. Ellis's 4th assist of the night. L's at 36 minutes on the stat tracker, and we got 4 minutes to go, so that tells you the story for L minutes-wise this evening. Inside to Hall. Going to work on Curry. Yes! And the foul. Been a quiet night by PJ's lofty standards, but he's trying to finish off Louisville. Up by 10, 4 to play.
How do you enjoy a delicious home-cooked meal without the prep? You could get a meal kit shipped in a cardboard box, or take a fresh approach to dinner with this. Little Big Meal from the Fresh Market. A ready-to-cook meal that feeds a family of 4 for just $25. We take care of all the prep and make each meal easy to shop and easy to cook. Discover a new Little Big Meal every Wednesday and shop online for curbside pickup. Try America's most loved dinner today, only at the Fresh Market.
When you need to find a new roommate, there's a route for that. Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 2-year maintenance plan at no cost to you. Toyota, let's go places.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI. Ring in the new year with CPI, and we'll include your choice of 3 free smart security devices. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
You seen this app? Order sandwiches, earn rewards right on your phone.
Jimmy's John's in the phones.
Jimmy John's.
They're in the TV. They're in the internet.
They're in the phones.
Jimmy John's. Join Freaky Fast Rewards, earn free food.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Clemson trying to put Louisville away. The Cardinals have been pesky, but P.J. Hall's late surge has been effective for the Tigers. It's our Coyote Tractor turning point.
Yeah, guys, you know, again, he's so good when he gets to that right hand. Nice base, good finish through contact as well, and that was with a big double team coming in late.
I mean, PJ has only played 13 minutes tonight. Played 6 minutes in the first half, 7 so far here in the second half. The most jarring thing about his stats line, besides a minute, is just 1 rebound in 13 minutes. But Hunter Tyson's got 10 boards. Clemson has more rebounds than Louisville does, +3 from a team standpoint.
Well, that would be a stat line that last year this team couldn't overcome. And
good point.
You know, and I mean, you know, with Shefflin's play, and you know, last year could have been, I think, a special one for Clemson, but Tyson getting hurt, they never really recovered from that.
Injuries are often a factor.
You know, And he's coming back from that dislocated kneecap. And so it's been a struggle with him physically.
Oh, big shot from the corner for J.J. Traynor. Trainor's got 7, and it's still very much within striking distance.
Yeah, 8-point game. Good answer. And only 5 turnovers this half for Louisville.
Progress, indeed. Tyson was fouled. Mike James knew it.
And that's the thing. I mean, you've got Hunter Tyson in a bad way right there. And you just bail him out with a foul in that situation.
Hunter Tyson at the line to shoot 2.
Tyson 2 for 3 at the line tonight. Mike, the last time Clemson was 5-0 in ACC play, it was one of the games of the year in college basketball here at Littlejohn, January 23rd, 1997. Number 2 Clemson and number 4 Wake Forest. A guy named Tim Duncan, who went for 16 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks in a 3-point win to spoil Clemson's perfect early season record.
And that was kind of a pedestrian effort by Mr. Duncan, too, with his standards.
26 years ago. Here's a 3 for Kamari Lands, his 2nd of the night. Cardinals have made 9 threes, and it's a 6-point game.
Not just 9 threes, but 50% from behind the arc. That and the free throw line have been very kind to them in this game.
Hunter Tyson answers.
Wow.
That was a perfect parabola. It barely grazed the net.
And that's just he's very much the leader of this team, and this is a great cross-court find. It was a long closeout, and he gives him a little pat on the behind after that one. But Louisville's getting some nice looks from 3 as well. Kamari Lands, we talk about Mike James as a redshirt freshman, Lands a freshman as well. So all the minutes he's getting this year and playing against guys like Tyson are going to benefit him in his sophomore year.
Hunter Tyson's 2nd highest scoring game of the season, had the career high 31, along with 15 rebounds against NC State on December 30th. A lot of close games between these two. By the way, Louisville has not won at Clemson since 1973. Kenny Payne was 7 years old when the Louisville Cardinals last won at Clemson.
I got to get you out of the 70s. You've been coming up with a lot of stats from that's my era.
What grade were you in 1973?
Well, I'll go to give you a flashback. My Duke team came in here ranked number 1 in 1980 and left with an overtime loss.
That was the way the league was back then.
Well, a guy named Larry Nance was playing number 22 for Clemson back then. Pretty good player in his own right.
His son beat us in Carolina.
Got another son in the NBA who's playing pretty well, so that gene pool's strong. Let's see if Clemson can get a stop and a turnover here, loosen things up a little bit.
Ellis hangs in the air. James attacks and scores.
Well, I see, and the whole thing with an injury is getting past it and not, mentally crossing that hurdle. And I think that Mike James is in that spot right now.
And look, he was 9 for his last 15 from 3 the past couple games. He's 0 for 2 from 3 tonight. He still's got 17 points. P.J. Hall, no. The basket here for Louisville would make things mighty tense here at Clemson. Oh, great D. Jump ball. Arrow will keep it with Louisville. You think they were going to get PJ for the foul there?
Yeah, I thought he was going to get called for a foul. Looked like he...
lot of ball.
Yeah, a lot of ball, a lot of body. 50-50 call. We'll give him that. No harm, no foul. They retain possession.
18 to shoot. Ellis. Quick first step. Unable to bank it in. And Hunter Tyson gets poked in the face after his 11th rebound of the night. Number 2 in the foul department on Albert Ellis III.
See, this is, especially for Hunter Tyson. Remember, he was out for a decent stretch in that first half when the bench came in, gave them good minutes, they built up the lead. Right now is when those minutes on the bench are paying dividends for him.
Despite that missed free throw. Strange night for Hunter at the line.
He does, for as good a shooter he is, he's got a little bit of a little disjointed motion at the free throw line.
81% of the season, but he's 3 for 6 tonight. 4 for 7.
Yep, better finish.
All right, 93 seconds to go.
First pressure we've seen up the floor by Clemson.
Slows him down a little bit, but it's hard to slow Ellis down. Corner 3 won't go for Lands, but the stick back makes it a 6-point game. 75 seconds left.
Trainer getting inside. They've got a lot of length.
Hall attacks and scores. And one. PJ had no points for a long time tonight, but he's a free throw away from double figures.
Well, here's the thing, and this is why they're a tough team to attack off the press. Good handle, and their big guys can put the ball on the floor. Both Tyson and PJ Hall pretty good with the ball.
Coming off multiple off-season surgeries. On an off night, G-Man, he still got 10 points. Perfect 4 for 4 from the line. 9-point game with a minute left. And that last turnover might be the nail in the coffin for Louisville on this particular January night. Clemson spreads him out. Chase Hunter fakes it, takes it. Free throw's coming. He was looking for the exclamation point.
Here's the look, and that's the thing. You go flying out at him to cover up the 3, and he's so good at putting the ball on the floor. Just really impressed with his game.
(27-11) with a chance to add to it. Smooth. 3 shy of his career high. And the Clemson Tigers are on the verge of making history in their 7th decade in the ACC. Carter, Hunter the rebound. And he's fouled with 13.9 to go. There was an uneasy feeling in this building tonight, but the Clemson faithful will breathe a sigh of relief and get ready for John Shire, Kyle Filipowski, and the Duke Blue Devils. They'll be here Saturday.
I agree with you. I think this Louisville team is they're gonna nick some people down the stretch. You could see they're right there. And I know that this coaching staff, you get tired of talking about moral victories. But right now this backcourt is really good, and they've got too many athletes up front to not give people problems.
Curtain call time for the starters. Brad Brownell continues to coach. Ellis blocked. There's only one team in the ACC that's undefeated, and it's the Clemson Tigers. 6-0 for the first time in program history.
And how about 3 of their next 4 here in Little John? Things looking very bright for this team.
That's 12 straight home wins, and Brad Brownell will look for a milestone moment on